Hi, I'm Sean.
I'm Rhonda.
Hey, we're excited to be with you today. We want to talk about making an investment into your relationship.
You know, our relationship with each other is a lot like our relationship with the Lord. We actually feel that they reflect on each other because a lot of times what's happening this way is also happening this way and vice versa.
One way we see that is the more we make a focus on God and paying attention to Him and His Word and worship, we increase our desire toward God. And it's the same thing happens in our relationship with our spouse.
You know, if we think about the way we would please our spouse and the way we would want to please God, to what extent, we think about 1 Corinthians 7, to what extent do I want to please my spouse? To what extent have I made that a priority where I'm investing my time, energy, and effort into our relationship?
One thing that Jesus said is where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And so when we're making an investment of energy and desire and passion toward our spouse, our desire toward them is going to follow that. And then we're going to be, in turn, reaping the rewards that come back from that time and effort that we put toward them.
But sadly, I think it's easy to get distracted with the busyness of life, the cares of this life, if you will.
Wow.
And to have treasures in other places. So if we're investing our time, energy, and effort in other things, it's going to dilute what's going on here. We have to be intentional to protect that.
And it just comes down to really a lot of times just the amount of time that we spent, the amount of focus that we're giving.
Yeah.
And one of us may think, I am giving adequate time or focus, but if the other one on the receiving end feels shorted and doesn't feel like they're getting adequate time and attention, then we need to make a shift.
Think about in our walk with the Lord. If we're not spending time with Him, we quit going to church as much. We quit praying and worshiping. We lose our zeal. We lose our passion. We lose our excitement. When we stop doing things between each other, the times of talking, the times of adoring each other and thinking about, wow, I'm so thankful to be married to you. The times of talking about and seeing and being seen and knowing and being seen, when we reduce that, we lose our passion and zeal toward each other.
Somebody could say that, well, I just don't have the spark, or the love isn't there like it used to be, and they care more maybe about their children or their job or their hobbies or something like that. And, if they're putting more time and attention in another direction, they are going to be getting more coming back to them. If they're putting their time into, say, for example, video games, and they're really invested in that, then they're going to feel more developing more skills in that area and getting more return from that.
Yeah, that's where the treasure is.
Yeah.
So where is our heart? Is our heart toward the Lord, toward the spouse, or is there a lot more heart direction elsewhere? To what extent are we controlling and taking care of that? What if in our marriage we notice our spouse is losing zeal? It might be that we are not investing enough to maintain the interest and passion. Because let's face it, if one of us starts kind of tuning out, investing in work, the children, ministry, great things, business, these are wonderful things, but if we start investing in them as if they're more of a priority, to the point that we're not having enough going on here, our spouse could lose interest. And what are they going to do? Sit around and wait for us? Or might they begin to invest elsewhere also?
Sure.
We're sowing seeds of investing elsewhere and reaping a harvest of getting the rewards from that place, but not getting the rewards from the marriage, but also reaping sowing seeds elsewhere and putting a temptation for our spouse to do likewise. And so I think we have to watch that, not just because I could do it, but because when I do it, I set you up to do it.
we want to meet each other's needs, and meeting each other's needs is kind of like putting fuel in their tank that energizes them in the relationship. And so finding out what your partner's needs are, what their top needs are, and how you can be better positioned to meeting those needs from their perspective could really energize your relationship.
And I would say we can ask each other, do you feel I'm investing to the extent you need in this marriage? How can we stir our passion and our excitement toward our spouse again? It's like if things get cool in our walk with the Lord, we might feel that distance. And when we go to repair that, we read our Bibles, we go to church. But in the beginning, we might not have a lot of feeling associated with that. But we do it anyway because it's right. And guess what happens over time? Then the feelings, the excitement, the zeal and passion return and intensify too by the extent we're investing.
So simply put, your investment in a given area is going to have in return a amount of reward, and we just want to keep that investment of time to our spouse to be getting the rewards of that relationship.